And the road leads to nowhere. You're probably wondering what I'm doing. As I mentioned in the video, Nastis, why not one of them? The one that started Westhaven off. That's right, Westhaven. That being the first film what he did, that being Last House on the Left. There's a bit of history of Last House on the Left, and as sometimes my videos I'm only allowed so many minutes, I might, not definite, I might do this in 2 halves because it does have a lot of history, that being Last House on the Left. As we know, the first movie shot by Westhaven, which he filmed in 1971 to 1972. Now at first, Westhaven, as it does not know the history of the film, before I tell you about the film, as I was about to say. Now Westhaven, as I was about to say, was inspired by a foreign film, a foreign subtitle film, that being Victoria Summer Spring. If anyone's ever seen that film, damn good film, foreign film, black and white. If you watch Victoria Summer Spring, you're basically watching Last House on the Left. That's right, you're watching Last House on the Left. Because it's the same fucking story, beat by beat. The only difference is, Last House was a lot more disturbing. And then if people whinge and moan about the remake, they already did it. In 1975, there was a movie called Midnight Train Murder, and that's a fucking word, which was also a video nasty. Similar film, only it happened on a train. Never seen that? Damn good film, but a very hard one to watch. I'll have to do that one doing a video nasties. Midnight Train Murders, very similar film, similar beat. Now we're going to go with Last House. Westhaven was trying to make it big, trying to do films. And he wanted to do a film that was controversial, and it definitely was controversial. And he was inspired, like I say, by Victoria Summer Spring's similar story. He wanted to tell a film which saw the civilized and how the civilized could turn into the animals. Now originally he was going to make the film bloodier, and he was going to make it hardcore, meaning it's going to have a lot more blood in it, a lot more gore in it, and basically a bit more meat to the bone. But happy to say there was a woman who was helping him with the writing and so on. She read it and she didn't feel it needed all that blood. It didn't need all that fucking gore. It just needed a good, straightforward fucking story. And she felt the story didn't need all that blood. And to be honest, she was right. It is a disturbing film and it definitely hits you. So he got with them and he got with one of the producers who we all know did one of my films I was reviewing, that being Sorta High. Now Sorta High, he'd also made the success before that, being Friday the 13th. So I think he if I can remember his name, and Westhaven decided to do Last House, making it a controversial film. The 72, it definitely hit a lot of beat. Now it was looking for the actors. You had Ados, David S, who Ados not only starred as the villain, Koo, if I remember his fucking get his name right, what does in 84 inspired Freddy Krueger, similar name. He would also sing the songs to Last House, the one I just sang, The Road Leads to Nowhere. Now David S, he started a talented musician, and believe it or not, he sang and written some of the songs and some of the lyrics for Elvis Presley. That's right. So you think of Elvis Presley, you think of the bad guy who played Koo in Last House, because he written some of the songs, I say it again, for Elvis Presley. You also have a lot of other people, like one of the guys who would later appear being a director in porn. That's right, you had a director who did porn. And if there was those other actresses who'd been in porn would be in this. Don't know what's a controversial film, and I can definitely see why a lot of people got upset, even though it made a lot of money when it came out on theatrical. it definitely is an upsetting film. And when the film come out, it got heavily banned in a lot of countries. Not making this shit up. It got heavily banned, and a lot of people were upset by it. And yes, as the trailer says, it's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie. And it's a damn good marketing tool. A lot of other films use that. Like a couple of years later when West Haven did The Hills Have Eyes, instead of having it's only a movie, it's only a film. I kind of felt sorry for the actors a little bit who played the villains, because after the film they got a lot of stick. A lot of people hated them. At the end of the day, they were only actors. Reality people, they were only actors. That's it. With some people, they go out, cry, and they cry the fucking river. But you've got to be a realistic person here. As it says in the trailer, it's only a fucking movie. These are actors. It's not like he went out and got real psychopaths. They're acting. But one of the guys, who we all know, directed porn. He hated the film. As this went on, he fucking despised the film, and he had reunions to come back, you know, signing octographs and all that. He actually did not want to do it. Told people to fuck off. Did not want to do it. And Wes Craven took him years. I mean, it took him fucking years to do another movie. And believe it or not, he even did porn at one point. Different name, but Wes Craven did porn. And you know, it almost ruined his career. I thought it made his career. You know, after that, he did a lot of movies. Now, would I say that get your fucking name? Would I say that Wes Craven's film, being Last House, would I say it was a horror movie? I'd have to say no. Because, in reality, I would say it was a rape and revenge film. I would probably later tell you about the story of the film, which does actually have a lot of interesting story to it. And as I say, I will do this in 2 halves. And as you know, the film was very controversial, and as video come out, it became a video nasty. It became one of the video nasties. I wouldn't like to say Last House was bloody. I wouldn't say it was that gruesome. The really only gruesome bit is to see where Phyllis, who's Barbara's mate, gets brutally stabbed to death. You know, it's pretty brutal and it's pretty disturbing. But for blood and gore, a lot of other films, what were video nasties, do have a lot more meat to it. But I wouldn't lie, I would say it's a very disturbing film. It was banned in the UK for a number of years, and when we did eventually got Last House, it was literally cut to fucking pieces. But I'll save that for another day. As I said, I was doing this in half because it is a very controversial film, and my minutes is only up at so many minutes on YouTube. It's an interesting film, so I would like to tie it up the next one in a lot more detail. Until then, I'll continue Last House on the Left. To be continued.